no idea a general checkup would take so long. But you know what? I'll still recommend this hospital to anyone.
Why do you say that, Danny?
It is very clean and the staff are friendly. Walk into a place like this and even the air will make you feel healthier.
It is pretty clean. If only being healthy were that simple.
Yeah, there are several key factors that contribute to poor health, like poor hygiene, poor drinking water, poor nutrition, diseases, poverty and stress.
Yes, Danny. These play a vital role in understanding some of the reasons for poor health.
Yeah.
Hi there. Welcome to our new learning series in Development Studies from NAMCOL. In Program 4 today, we take a look at the factors affecting health. Our lesson objective is that after watching this program, you should be able to understand some of the reasons for poor health and know the rules for hygiene. Thanks for watching and enjoy the lesson with us.
This is so refreshing, you know?
Right, I needed this to clear my mind.
Why?
I had a chat with Lynn yesterday about HIV and AIDS.
Okay.
She said she had a chat with you guys.
Yeah, she did.
The subject seems to fascinate her of late.
Yeah.
And it also got me thinking.
Thinking about what?
So, HIV and AIDS is actually a disease.
Mm-hmm.
A disease that causes ill health in the world.
That is very right. And you know what? The effects of diseases range from general weakness and fatigue to, creeping sickness and premature death. So AIDS is actually a disease.
I understand people fall sick from time to time. But sometimes a large number of people in one community fall sick from the same disease at the same time.
Oh, I see. But you know what? It's because diseases easily spread in, poorer, crowded towns and cities where the living conditions are very, very, very unhealthy. But anyway, before we continue, let's take a look at a few terminologies of diseases.
Terminology. A widespread disease in one area is known as an epidemic. A disease which spreads throughout the world, like AIDS, is a pandemic. When a disease is always present in a country, such as malaria in many African countries, it is an endemic to that country.
I know over the centuries there have been epidemics like plague, influenza and cholera.
Yeah.
Even recently there was an outbreak of the plague in India.
Oh yeah, I heard about that one. But thanks to modern medicine and care for hygiene, the health workers managed to prevent it from spreading very far.
I think people need to be educated about primary health care and about how to prevent these diseases, especially those which tend to become epidemics.
You know what? That just reminds me of Lynn's passion. Anyway, go on.
Diseases can be divided into the following groups. Diseases which are spread from person to person, for example, tuberculosis, TB, influenza, flu, cholera, and HIV and AIDS. Diseases are spread by insects or animals like malaria, river blindness, bilharzia, and the plague. Diseases that are non-contagious or non-infectious which arise from other causes, for example, cancer. Diseases which are spread from person to person or from animal to person are called contagious or infectious diseases. Diseases are caused by germs, bacteria, or viruses, tiny invisible particles which can be passed from person to person.
Do you know that deadly diseases are actually caused by dirty water and unhygienic living conditions? Yep. Deadly diseases by water and things such as how and where a person lives.
But many diseases can be prevented by immunizations, inoculations, and vaccines. By vaccines, I mean injections which protect the body against germs. The main preventable diseases are measles, German measles, mumps, whooping cough, polio, tetanus, diphtheria, tuberculosis known as TB.
Okay. Yeah. And you actually know what? Clean water, which is actually fit for consumption, is actually very good for somebody's health. You know that? And also, it's not only used for things such as diet, like drinking and cooking, but it is also used for things like washing, and keeping the body and clothes clean.
Fresh water happens to be one of the most precious resources on earth. It is essential for food crops and livestock, supporting economic development, and sustaining life itself.
Yeah, that's very true. However, it's a pity most developing countries, don't have clean water. And also they have other things like drought and low water supply.
But also in rural areas with unreliable or infrequent rainfall, farmers struggle to grow food with dwindling decrease in groundwater, and women must walk miles to collect water.
You know what? In cities and slums, families spend a huge part of their earnings, to cover for these water supplies. Others even spend as much as 20% of their earnings.
According to the United Nations, 1.2 billion people do not have access to clean, drinkable water. Water that is used for growing crops and for livestock might not be safe for humans to drink. If it is not clean, it can cause diseases. Some 25,000 individuals in the world die every day from water-related illnesses, and as many as 4 million children die each year from water-related illnesses.
Many people in the developing world suffer from waterborne diseases. Many of the most destructive human diseases are related to unclean water and water supply.
Yes, and some of them are dysentery and cholera, which actually come from bacteria in dirty water. Do you also know that most of the deaths of infants in developing countries are as a result of diarrhea?
Another I can think of is malaria. Malaria is carried by mosquitoes from person to person. The mosquitoes breed in stagnant water. It is estimated that every year about 800 million people in the world suffer from the fever and many die.
Bilharzia is another.
This one spreads through a parasite living in water snails, in slow running water and in irrigation systems, which spreads to humans and leads to intestinal worms. The worms do not kill the people who get them, but the infected people become weak and catch other diseases more easily.
Other one I can think of is river blindness. It is caused by tiny worms that infect the skin and scar and damage the eyes. These tiny worms enter the skin when a person is bitten by a small black fly, which breeds in running water and which has previously bitten an infected person. It is difficult to eliminate the flies completely.
I like hygienic places.
You really like this place, hey?
Yeah. Proper hygiene prevents diseases from spreading. In order to be healthy, you need to live in a clean place, keep your body clean. That's sick people. I mean, proper hygiene prevents diseases from spreading. Rules for hygiene. People must wash their bodies every day and their hands must be kept clean. Drinking water must be pure and be kept from contamination. Clean water must be used to wash kitchen utensils and clothes. Food must be covered and kept away from flies. Provision must be made for toilet systems.
That's easier said than done.
Too many people live in poverty and cannot keep their homes as clean as they would like. Dirty living conditions create the ideal conditions for flies, rats, and other disease-carrying insects and animals to flourish. They are major carriers of diseases such as cholera, plagues, and hepatitis.
You make a good point. The other thing is also that when families are large and people live together in a small space, disease can spread easily among them. Many diseases are spread through close contact, particularly skin and eye diseases. TB germs, for example, are carried through the air when a person coughs.
You know, sanitation is also important. In rural areas and poor urban areas, toilets are either unhealthy or do not exist at all.
Let's start here in Namibia. Thousands of homes are without proper sanitation. Often, toilets are shared by a large number of people and eventually become filthy, fly-ridden, and a source of disease.
Sewage may spill into open drains and infection can be spread from feces left in the open. Flies spread bacteria to uncovered food and cause infection.
Another source of bad health is pollution of the air that we breathe. Smoke from cooking fires, dusty conditions in workplaces, and fumes from industries and vehicles can all pollute the air and cause bad health. Smoking also contributes to poor health.
Were you also aware that nutrition plays a vital role?
Yes, I am. An adequate diet is essential for good health, and a balanced diet provides the body with all the nutrients it needs. There are 4 kinds of nutrients. There are proteins, carbohydrates, fats, vitamins, and minerals.
Yes, that's actually true.
But do you also know that it is very important for people to consume these nutrients in sufficient quantities and also in a balanced way?
I would say the main reason for an unhealthy diet is poverty, when people cannot afford healthy food. However, many people are also ignorant on what a balanced diet should contain.
Poverty plays another vital role in health. If people are poor, they are likely to have unhygienic housing conditions and no access to clean water, and not enough land, livestock, or money to produce or buy nutritious food. All these things contribute to ill health.
Well, I agree with you, but poverty does not cause disease directly.
I did not say poverty directly causes diseases.
Okay.
Children don't have diarrhea or measles because their parents are poor, but because they don't have enough money for the family to have clean water and a balanced diet.
I was just making a statement. So we can say an unhealthy diet will actually make their bodies weak and less maybe defensive to diseases. And maybe if they take, let's say, dirty water or plain dirty water, they might just get diseases.
Correct?
Okay.
Tell me, regardless of financial income, doesn't stress add to poor health?
Yeah, stress is a state of constant worry. And poverty is very important to stress as well.
Really? I see. So people realize their responsibilities but cannot do much about it due to a lack of money, goods, and security. Is that what you mean?
Exactly. These problems may include lack of money or land to provide food, poor housing or lack of space, unemployment, no medical care, or fresh drinking water.
So a person who stresses all the time will also have more problems such as depression and mental problems, alcoholism and drug abuse, family and social issues. Now these are problems that can lead to poor health. Mr. Daniel Zaki?
It's my turn to go.
No worries, I'll be here when you're done.
All right.
Viewers, I hope you have enjoyed our lesson presentation on factors affecting health. Now, before we say goodbye, we must highlight a few points about the factors affecting health. The factors that affect health are disease, water, hygiene, nutrition, poverty, and stress. Diseases are the main cause of ill health, and diseases are spread by lack of hygiene and dirty water. Many diseases affecting sub-Saharan Africa are preventable by inoculations and immunization. A balanced diet helps people to stay healthy and strong. But millions of people in the developing world are too poor to afford nutritious food. By affecting diet and living conditions, poverty in sub-Saharan Africa indirectly contributes to ill health. I hope you enjoyed watching and learning with us. See you again soon. Bye-bye.